I've heard it all over the last few years. They said I was too short. I grew 6 inches. They said I was too little. I put on 45 pounds over the next 2 summers. They said I wasn't playing anybody in a 3A district and never played for any major shoe circuits. I averaged 14 and 7 on the top Nike EYBL squad and made my name in national tournaments like Pangos and Peach Jam. What do they have to say now?
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
First and foremost, my kid, as good of a basketball player he is, he's as good as a kid as he is as a basketball player. I think one of the things that sets him apart from other players at his ability is how good of a teammate he is. His skill level and his weight is a lot better than most of the kids that he plays with, and you wouldn't know that at practice and interacting with him. He's real positive with them. He picks them up, makes everyone better, and like I said, he's yes sir, no sir with me as a coach. He's very coachable. He buys in. He can take over any game and stuff, but he buys into the overall game plan, and he's a good teammate first. When he moved in here, he made everyone better. He draws so much attention that other guys, they're getting open looks and great shots, and then that has improved their confidence because they're doing more things for the team and the time in the gym. They kind of want to be around Keitenn, and so when he's in the gym, they're in the gym, and so it's made those guys better players as well. When we play, he's drawing all the attention, the box of ones, and they try to touch him up, rough him up, to try to get him off his game, and he's pretty even keel, his composure. He doesn't get too high or too low. He's constant, and that's something I'm very impressed and proud of him about. Wherever he ends up, he gets in the right place. I think somebody's going to get a steal on him. I think he still has a high ceiling for improvement. He grew so much last year, and he's from last year to this year, he's it's night and day about how much he's improved. He's more in control of his body. He's developed his outside shot. He's shooting 47-48% from 3 right now. And the way he handles the basketball, at 6'8", 6'9", I think he can do a lot of things at the college level.
Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believed me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah. Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say, I got him picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life, I'm about to come and run it all back. I'm the new era, about to snap back. You ain't fitting for it, cause you all cap like.
Keitenn Bristow, 6'8", wing, 2024, Holliday High School. I started off the summer with Beast Up, and I had a great tournament in Arizona where I think I averaged around 28 or 30 points, and that's what got me noticed by Dinos, which is a guy who runs Pangos, and we got third in that tournament. So that put us at like the top stage in front of a bunch of coaches in front of him. He got to watch me go off, and I think I had a 38-point game, and he invited me to Pangos. I went out there and I played pretty good there, and I made the top 60 team for it, made the All-Star game, and yeah, I had a great time there. And then the Wooten camp, that wasn't from this summer, that was last summer, but that camp was like that was my very first big camp that I've ever went to. That really showed me like how much I needed to work on, and I didn't have a bad camp, but I could just see like how much better other people were than me, and that really made me want it even more. So that gave me extra motivation. And then Larry Hughes, that was this summer. It I'm not gonna say it's a small camp because it's not. It was just there weren't a lot of people there, but it was still a really good camp. I love that one. The atmosphere at Peach Jam was crazy. There were 8 courts there, and all of them would be packed all throughout the day, even if it was 8 in the morning or 8 o'clock at night. Like the gyms were packed. Everybody was cheering, even if you didn't have like some crazy player on your team. There'd always be a ton of people there. Competition level was crazy because it's everybody's last tournament. Unless you were playing up, that's your last tournament of the summer. That's gonna be your last tournament for your high school career. I think I played really good that tournament. That was probably one of my best tournaments there out of all the EYBL ones. One of my favorite players to play against was Liam McNelly. He's a great player, great shooter. It was a good matchup playing against him because we both guarded each other, and that was a really good game. If there's one player who I want to play against at the college level, it'd be Dylan Harper. We already played once against each other, and I didn't guard him the whole game, but when I did, I just felt like I had a chip on my shoulder and just something to prove, since he was the top-ranked player in the nation at that time, and I just wanted to show out, hopefully be on a highlight reel because there were a bunch of cameramen there watching him, and I just wanted to show out and prove to them who I was. My first in-game poster was against Granbury, and my coach, Coach McGuire, he had drawn up a play where I was setting a screen, and he told me that I'd have a wide open dunk if we ran it right. And I set that screen, they switched on, and I was wide open. There was this kid, he was coming down. He's about 6'2", he was my height at the time, and I just went up. I wanted to dunk it so bad, and I just went up straight up on him, and I think that was my first dunk in season. My main motivation for basketball it's just seeing how hard my mom's been working, how much she's wanted this for all of us, our whole family, and that really makes me want to just like push myself even more.
My name is Kat Bristow. I'm Keitenn Bristow's mom. I train him. I've coached him in Little League AAU basketball until his freshman year. I am his massage therapist, his physical therapist.
Feed him, I counsel him. I do everything most moms do and add a little bit of extra on the training side and help him with all of that.
His first time picking up a basketball, his first team that he played on was a YMCA team from his elementary school at Fane. With a bunch of kids that went to school with him that they picked out, and that's how his basketball journey started, YMCA ball. A few years later, we started playing Boys and Girls Club and decided it was enough on them to where they could handle both leagues, so we played Boys and Girls Club and YMCA ball. They did that through 6th grade, and then after 6th grade, we decided travel ball somewhere around 5th grade, 6th grade. Travel ball, and they started playing travel ball until he got to high school with me. And then I was tough on him. There was a part of learning the game that I taught them, so that's where you're not the toughest on them. I wasn't interested in wins, losses, certain things, but I was gonna motivate the kids so that they could learn like positive reinforcement. Getting them to where they knew the fundamentals of basketball. They understood the game of basketball. Terminology was something that I was real big on them knowing, and Key and all the boys. And so I spoke that to them. I had them speak that back to me. They didn't just say, where do I go to this spot? They knew if I was saying you're going to the wing or you're the one, what the one was. If you were the 5, they knew what position the 5 was. It wasn't just I am over here and that's it. As far as being tough, I knew when they got competitive. I remember after losing the game in the semifinals their 3rd grade year at the Boys and Girls Club, they didn't just run to their parents and get the snack bag afterward. I remember that year, all the boys, like several of them were crying, and it wasn't just like a baby cry. They were upset. And then I got a message from one of the parents that said, my son woke up for school this morning upset and said he wished he could play that team again. Then I walked the hall, walking Key and my other kids to class that morning, and I remember several of the kids, they weren't upset, they were mad. Coach Kat, can we play them again? Can you just schedule a game? We can beat them. And I looked, oh, y'all kicked it into another gear. There's something else about these kids right here. They're at a more competitive level. So once that happened, that's when I remember having a talk with them later. And I said, here's the deal. We run as a team because one person does certain things. I don't call that kid out. We all run. Everyone knows who it is. If you guys want to win, I can teach you. I can show you how to win. But you guys are going to have to be committed and have to understand it. Every one of those boys, without their parents sitting on the side, their parents sitting on the side, without their parents' permission, they all look at me and they're like, yes, ma'am. We added an extra practice in during the week. Then we went to where we called that player out. So-and-so, you didn't do this right, take off. It was no longer the team running because you decided to play. It was now individual, like everybody was held accountable. Key was held accountable. And I put him up a little bit higher. I was a little tougher on him for a while. And then I figured I don't want to be that parent. I don't want to be that parent that takes it home because my kid gets to come home with me and so-and-so's kid gets to go home with them and go celebrate, smile, go to the store, go eat pizza, and I'm angry with Key over something that happened at practice. So I made sure I turned that off for him to be fair to him. And I think that helped, and I think that has helped our relationship as far as me even training him. We cut it off. Let's go.
I'm seeing just in game situations, when I go through these drills, I'm just trying to make moves. So she's playing live defender. So I'm reacting. It could be like a different step, different footing every time. So I'm just trying to get the moves out. And then on the chairs, it's just, that's the fundamental part. And then I try to keep it in as much as I can and then go up to the shots. This is gonna be live game, live defender situations.
And in a game, he wouldn't, of course, I wouldn't want him to do this move, and this move. But for me, it's this move gets past this defender, you might have it to get past this one. But you probably wouldn't do a third counter on it. But it's just for quick reactions. Like, I want you to react really quickly and also in a tight space. Because there's a defender right here, but also at the same time, I want his reactions back here because we respect the defender, because if I'm defending him, this is how much room I have right here where I can knock the ball out. So keep it tight where you make this move, you have to keep it tight right here because if not, you go wide, that ball's gone. That's an easy layup for them. So you go right here, you have to be able to make this move, especially at almost 6'9", you have to keep it low, keep that move right here, and be able then, you have the jump shot, your layup, all of that. Just kind of quick reaction, quick feed. Go. Break down. There you go. Go. Finish it. Finish it. Other side. Other side. Let's go. Finish right in. Go. Yeah, we try to do stuff based on what his team does, especially during season, right before season, based on their offense. We try to incorporate in our workout what he's going to be doing. So it may be something that he doesn't work on a lot, but it's something that his team does. So why not make it better, like handoffs? Why not make it better, even though it's something simple, but he's going to be doing it in the game. Down the back, a minute. Cold, then warm up, go, take off. Down the back, you cold, then warm up.
The benefit of my mom being hard on me, it's helped me become mentally tough, where nothing really phases me anymore. Like on the court, trash talk, people in the stands, it doesn't really matter like who's talking anymore.
Everything they said, I've said. I told them, you only got this position because your mom, blah, blah, blah. You only started on your mom's team because your mom's the coach. I said that. I told them, you only get this because you're fast. You only get this because you smile at the coach and you'll kiss ass. Like, I'm going to say everything that they go try to throw out there, everything I can think of. You're only doing this, you can only dunk because you're tall. You can only shoot because blah, blah, because you shoot, you know, not because you shoot 60 or 70% from the field, but because coach lets you shoot 10 times, 15 times a game. And so let's not count for your percentage, but I'm gonna tell them something that they gonna say. So you done already heard it at home. When they said it's just kind of, it's a joke now. My daughter, Keitenn Bristow, she plays at Iowa State University. This is her freshman year there. She's doing good. She's doing good there. She's enjoying it. It's hard work. It's hard work. Key will be playing Division I basketball. We'll commit sometime soon. But Key will be playing Division I basketball also. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment on all of our parts. It wasn't just me committing. It was them choosing basketball first because they've tried every sport out there. They're both black belts in jiu-jitsu. Jalen's a double black belt in jiu-jitsu. Key played soccer. Him and Jalen both left-footed soccer players. They played football. Jalen and Keitenn both played football for many years. So they played just about every sport that you can think of, and they decided this on their own, that basketball was their thing. But it took a whole lot of commitment. It was, I am committed to saying, my spare time will go to you. I'm committed to saying on the days that I have a headache and I'm tired from working and I still gotta cook dinner, that I will go to the gym with you for 2 hours. And there's times that they didn't wanna go to the gym and there's times that I didn't wanna go to the gym. But it's a sacrifice we all chose. It's a sacrifice that we all picked, and we do leave the gym smiling. We do leave the gym sweaty, but we picked it, we chose this. Why? Because it pays off in the end. The dividends are paying off in the end with a free college education, which is what we wanted. And they get to play the game they love for another several years. And that's why we do it, the sacrifices.
He's a great teammate. I mean, he never fails to get everyone the ball and score, and when we need him most, he shows up. I mean, playing with him, you definitely have to step up your game a little bit, make sure you're a little bit sharper than usual. Everything you could ever ask for, honestly.
Whenever he does all the crazy stuff he does, it like brings the atmosphere up in the gym and everything else, and he's just fun to be around too.
Holliday it's kept me humble. It's kept me in the gym where I need to be, around people who are good kids, good parents, and yeah, they're just there for me all the time. We're getting ready to go do a bunch of footwork drills, and we do separate warm-ups for what else we need to like build muscle on and what needs improvement. And for me, it's my ankle, just because I've been rolling on the past few games. And I've been coming here for about 2 years now, and it's helped my vertical a lot. I think I went up 7 inches since I came here. These workouts are important just because you have somebody who definitely knows more than you, who went to college for this. And so he knows more about the body than you will all the time, and he'll have you doing workouts that you've never done before. They'll feel weird at first, but then once you get used to it, you'll all see how it helps you.
All right, power ball, 1st to 5. Let's go, break a sweat, break a sweat. Jesus. No, it was close. He had the ball. One more. Why would nobody cover Keitenn? 1-0. The way that we just like our sessions is large space movements where it's kind of on them. They're getting to pick their moves, they're getting to pick their capacity for the day, and the goal is to break a sweat. And so there's actually a lot of growing research that shows that when kids play games, even college athletes, it increases their power output for the rest of the workout. They're getting more mental growth, they're getting a lot more just fun. And so when kids have fun, they do better. And then we're moving in spaces that they wouldn't move through a traditional warm-up. They're doing lots of small jumps, big jumps, change of direction, pivots. Whereas a traditional warm-up is very robotic. And so we're just kind of opening his movement capacity, his movement lexicon, and letting him have fun in the process. And so the kids love it, so we like it too. All right, guys, lunch pools, ready to go. We are definitely working on small-sided change of direction, and then plays are done in sports with a ball, so we're using a ball. It's a constraint, so every drill we add another constraint, so we have to think about more, but they're doing the exact same thing. Short change of direction, so a crossover step, and then a small curvilinear run through the play. So my name is Drew Hill, I'm the Director of Performance, and we're at Instilled Strength and Conditioning. And I've been working with Keitenn since probably the summer of 2021, 2022-ish. nonstop every week for those past few years. So one of my favorite parts about Keitenn is the fact that he is humble for his talent level. And we have a lot of super talented people in here, and some of them know they're talented and they're willing to work hard. But his quality is that he's going to encourage the younger kids, engage at the level he needs to engage at, so still perform at a high level, but kind of be wholesome and like camaraderie with it. A lot of kids at his level, you know, they don't think their crap stinks. They're gonna act like they're the best around, and they have a hard time getting out of that Hollywood mindset and being humble and working hard no matter their settings. And he's not like that. You know, his sister wasn't like that either. When kids are putting on bone, it's hard for their body to put on muscle, and their tendons and ligaments typically suffer. And so he actually had hip and knee and shoulder, and I mean, every single thing that could have an issue went that direction. So our approach went in all the directions. You know, it wasn't just strength, it wasn't just movement quality, it wasn't just speed of movement, it was everything as often as possible, and then consistency. A lot of kids in his position, they'll feel good, they'll get some growth, and then they'll stop. And playing or not, he's been here every week, every year for the past few years. And because of that, he has put on 30 plus, almost 40 pounds of muscle on top of just that growth that we've been struggling with. A lot of things we address, speed of movement. So if you get strong, you gain 40 pounds, then you lose some of your speed of movement, you lose your jump height. And so he's a very naturally elastic guy. He moves very quick in dropping, getting momentum. And so we train that quality up while still pushing some of his like strength, concentric size, not one of his higher qualities. And then just teaching him about how his body moves. You know, a lot of his knee, hip, ankle problems were the fact that his mechanics were generated from a lack of strength. And so once we had strength, we had to teach him how to move in a stronger position, less wear and tear on the body. And then we did a lot of things that were just non-traditional strength training that, you know, we have these fascial chains that run from the ankles to hips to backs to shoulders to spine. So we trained those specifically so that when he rotated, moved his body, they were strong chains. It wasn't like he was pulling against the taut rope. That thing was doing what it was supposed to do. And so it has paid off because he doesn't have as much knee problems. He doesn't have as much ankle problems. Everything's doing its job. You know, everybody dogs on him for his size, but his ability to get up fast, so like his rate of force development, he's getting off the floor quick, and then his ability to get up. Like a lot of tall kids don't jump that high. Something that we run into is they're tall, so they play small. They haven't had to jump 40 inches their entire life. And so what he has is this extreme ability to get up. Lack of size, he's gonna get over a lot of big kids' head. Now, as he continues to fill in his frame, he hits that 200 plus, he gets whatever a coach really thinks his good resting position is. That height should still be there, that jump should still be there, and so he's gonna be big, filled in, and still jumping 40 plus inches, touching over 11 feet every single time he gets off the floor. I think that's a quality that I've seen a lot of good basketball players, he has the best of, athletically, and he's durable. He does not have the knee issues a lot of these kids have. His ankles are relatively solid, his back and shoulders are relatively solid. As long as he's just like doing his minimum, you know, he's brushing his teeth, so to say, when it comes to movement, he lasts. And most kids his size, knees are bad, ankles are bad, hips are bad, everything aches and hurts. These kids are barely making it off the court. And he is killing it at high volume, at high work. And so durability, and he moves very fast, very well, very high.
So my mom, she's helped me a lot on the recovery side. She'd stretch me out. She'd give me stretches to do, and that would really help with just getting ready for the next game, because it'd come around to our next game the next day, and other kids would be complaining about how sore they are, and I'll be fine after a day of stretching, or after a few hours of that.
Helping Key figure out what he needs to do to take care of his body, I started him on with the chiropractor. He's been going to a chiropractor since he was maybe 4th grade, somewhere around there. And so Key's one of those kids, one of those people, one of those young adults now who are very in tune with, when he was younger, he'd notice, he played soccer, but he'd notice, I'm losing my balance more. So with Key losing his balance more, he figured he would say something's off, and it would be. And so I'd take him here to the chiropractor, to my office. He'd see the chiropractor, and then he'd come in right after that and get a quick massage to try to loosen him up. After big tournaments, we would make sure we get a massage in, just to kind of help him feel like, knowing his body, you got to know your body, that what's tight, what's loose, what feels unnatural. And so that's why we kind of started incorporating that knowledge early on. At my house, we do a whole lot of homework. We watch a lot of games. Q watches a lot of games. He knows a lot of athletes that I don't know. So when he transitioned over to the EYBL, after watching us, I felt like he could play with him. I had felt like that for a while. Of course, you know, I mean, the mom side of me is nervous a little bit, but I felt like he could play with them. He could hang with those boys. And we actually watched a few games here and there live. And after that, oh yeah. So one of the first tournaments when he played with Pro Skills was we played against Bradley Bill's team. And he was there. He was in gym present, sitting on the end of the bench. And I remember the coach pulled Keitenn and put him off. He came off the bench. And I remember their biggest player, he went up for a dunk and Key blocked it. And I remember seeing, for some reason, I scanned over and I see Bradley Bill's face and he's looking. Eyes are big, everything, looking. And then Key did something else, shot or move or something. And I remember seeing him with the packet that has all the players' names in it. And I remember seeing him flipping through the packet real quick. And so I was like, all right, I think he's noticing Key. I think he's noticing that. And I remember, like, after that game, I know Key didn't play a whole lot, new team, everything, Key didn't play a whole lot, but I remember there was a lot of dads that came up to me and several directors on teams going, man, who is that? What is his name? That's your son. That's what so-and-so pointed this out to me. And so I thought, all right, I know he can play with them. I know he can play with those boys. I know he can play up against those boys. He can compete competitively with those boys.
I end school early because I'm a senior. We have senior privileges at Holliday, and I only have to go to 6 class periods, and then I have 2 hours off of school, and then I go back up to school for practice, and I eat, rest, or sometimes just stay up there and shoot, and get shots up before practice, and so I don't have to stay up after practice. I've gained about 50 pounds in the past 2 summers, and I really started thinking more about nutrition like freshman year, because 8th grade I don't know, everybody in 8th grade, nobody was that big, so I wasn't really focused on that. And then going into high school, I saw that I needed to get bigger and I was small, and so I just started trying my best to put on as much weight as I could, weight and muscle. I've tried to stay away from soda. That's what my mom taught me, just like don't drink it all the time. If you do, it's just gonna be like a fun thing, just out with friends or at restaurants. And I've liked milk more than anything, so that's really what I would like to drink. Just like if I'm thirsty, if I want something with my meal, I'll take milk. Like we go through about 4 or 5 gallons a week, like as a family, and we all just drink a ton of milk. In 15 years, I'll be a professional basketball player, and what I'll remember most is just the workouts out here, the times that I'm with my friends, with my family, just playing basketball, doing anything. I'll remember that the most.
Any 1v1 where I was playing my sister, if I beat her on a move, or if I was like locking her down on defense, she'd push me into these bushes. And these leaves, they have like needles at the end of them. And those would hurt you every single time. And it's every single leaf that she would shove me in here. And that would just make me not want to play any games with her anymore. She was probably the worst player to 1v1 against, just because she would beat me most of the time just because I was smaller, and she just pushed me every single time. I have so many scars like down my leg, down my knees, everywhere, just from falling on the concrete, getting tripped, getting pushed, everything. But if me and Jalen played now, she's getting smoked every single possession. I'm cooking her every single possession. If it's 2 dribbles, 4 dribbles, infinite dribbles, it does not matter. I'm smoking her every single possession.
Let's go. Get your energy up. Let's get rolling. Here we go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win.
I want it all. Run it. Run it. Yeah. Run it. Run it. Run it. Yeah. I want it all. Run it. Yeah. Run it. Run it. Yeah. Run it. Run it. Yeah. I want it all. Run it. Yeah. Run it. Ooh. Run it. Yeah. Run it. I want it all. Run it. Yeah. Run it. Run it. Yeah. Run it. Run it. Ay. I want it all. Low key. With the bag and the gold, put it all on me. Shawty want my time, but the time frame only from 9 to 3. Oh, yeah, I said that right. I'm the king, I'm the god that'll go OT, so I don't tell no lies. I deserve everything all they took from me, but the flow intoxicated. Most of y'all cartoons animated. I need all of my split like a segregation.
That was pretty.
That's my son.
You owe me child support. You owe me child support if that's your son. Okay, okay, that's your brother.
Run it, yeah, run it, yeah, run it, yeah, ay. I want it all, run it, yeah, run it, ooh, run it, yeah, run it, ooh. I want it all, run it, ooh, yeah, run it, yeah, run it, ay.
You were not beating me in a 1v1, so stop telling people that.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? You had a whole week down here and you didn't play me once.
And you didn't practice right once either.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did.
You couldn't even finish the warm-up.
Because you were doing these hip stretches. I'm not flexible like that. I can't do that.
You didn't even try how you literally said, I can't even do that before you even tried.
I was trying to 1v1. I wasn't trying to do all these stretches. I had my warm-up shots in. I don't need all that.
No, bye. Half of it wasn't even hip stretches. We had 2.
Yes, they were. I want to be remembered as a good leader, a kid who was hardworking in the classroom and on the court, and I want to be remembered as one of the best to come out of the 940.
I let go. My peace passing, understanding, keep it close. I'm all in, free falling till I'm home. Even when my problems do the most. I let go. My peace passing, understanding, keep it close. I'm all in, free falling till I'm home. Even when my problems do the most.
That's not spending money. That's like show money.
That money is
show
for him
money.
to go buy him something because they didn't know what to give him. Well, then he decided. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna tell Dad." I took him to the Cavendish. That was on him. That wasn't between me.
It's show money. That's why.
Well,
It's not like
show
it's not spending
your
money.
money. Or wear too small shoes.
Back. Go, 5, 4, 3. Safe.
Yeah, 2v1.
Hey, stop. It's not valid.
Dang, I don't know how I'm forgetting these right now. Yeah. What? Okay, so it's.
He gonna figure it out by the end of today.
No, he won't.
Yeah.
No, he won't.
I get it down.
I got faith in him.